Well, what's going on today, Burrows? Well, nothing out of the usual, mate. Taking a bit of a, well, I guess I might let you have a look at this one, mate, and you tell me what pump this is on the bench, and I won't really tell you until the end, because, yeah, it looks like a little bit of, yeah, oh, look, here we go. Yep, should be all the info you need. So anyway, we're spinning up one of these, mate. It's a couple of beer job, got the notes. It is that time in the afternoon on the Sunday. It's 2:30, and we're just about to wrap this all up. Now, this is a good little job, mate. Look, I'll tell you. So this is a 2H auto. Now, I know all the education here. People are going to be like, well, what's going on here? Why do we have an AFC on the back of an 801 on a 2H automatic pump? Jared, keep up. There's a lot of notes to do this one, mate, but I'll run you through it and under that shoulder. Now, Jared, for you, don't worry about the pink, don't worry about the yellow, just orange, mate. You just need to worry about the orange notes on the plan. So I'll run you through this one. Let's go for a walk. I just draw pictures for Jared so we can keep up. Can you get me? So, this one, bud, come in as a factory 2H. Automatic. Now, they have an R801 manual governor on them, not a combined governor like, say, your manual 2Hs do. You know, your vacuum combined. So they run an R801. Problem with that, when you want to go and boost compensate them, and especially in this customer's circumstance, so he wants to keep it automatic, push a bit of horsepower through it. Now, when we're talking a bit of horsepower, we're pushing a couple hundred horsepower out of it. It's got a 2863, so it's he wanted to maintain the automatic. Come back here, mate, and I'll show you. He needed to maintain all the automatic throttle levers, etc., for the transmission to do its job when the pump should be working. So that's why we needed to keep the R801. Problem is, can't go and put 9.5s into them, mate. So these are 9.5s in that one, buddy. Got the 9.5 note. You can't go and put 9.5s into these without having an AFC on it, because we're not benefiting anyone. We're just going to roll coal and not make any horsepower or limit the fuel back, and then you don't have the full potential of the fuel pump. So we opted two ways about it. We can go and convert these to our wastegate style AFCs that we do, or we are going to put 12HT AFC housing on the R801, right? So this, when I say AFC, that sucker there, this bit here, the bit the boost goes in, Jared. So we got to modify and get that onto the back of the pump, and then calibrate it up. Hence why the note for you, Jared, so you understand how to do it. Now, the problem with that is it's not as simple as that. Not everyone's got a 12HT pump lying around that they can, get reasonably cheap, except this customer here. Great customer, mate, knows exactly what he needed to do. So supplied us that with the 2H auto. Job done. But lo and behold, he's here and we're having a beer and we're going to talk it through how it happens. Now, 2H autos, mate, they come with what's called a cam or a torque cam. Naturally aspirated torque cam. You see that, Jared? That looks like your... Wait up. Jared, you'd love this. You'd love this. Oi, see that? Does that not look like some of your dyno graphs if you were to follow it? Well, funny, that's how a diesel engine actually does the job. So that's called the torque cam for this particular pump. It follows that at certain speeds and certain fuel sets, and that's how the diesel revs up and down and makes torque and just drives on the road. It's as simple as that. You're looking at it. That right there. Jared, that is a torque cam. So we need to modify that because we need an AFC torque cam. So when we say an AFC torque cam, these have a similar thing. They got a cam in there, but it's AFC controlled. So it's all sorts of rods and stuff. Billy, get in there and show them. Billy, get in there. So there's just a whole bit of that going on in there, Jared. But below that is effectively that cam. Drops down into here onto the claw, and then if we were going the back there, you'd understand how that works. No different to, say, a 7100P pump. They run the same thing. You understand? How about, what do you reckon, Burrows? How about we just put you there and we'll take Jared for a spin. He'll understand it better than, mate. Righto, let's do it. I guess while we're getting this sucker warmed up, mate, just appreciate the sound of a good 2H. That's a 12H. It's actually a 2H automatic with an R801 12H 9.5 governor. She's a hybrid. Righto. What do we need to do? Billy, what do we need to do? Everyone understands it's idling. You can hear it's idling. We don't got to show anyone that it's idling. Let's rev it up. Yes, let's do that. All right. Hello, Jared. So we can call this, once the fuel starts coming up, and you'll see it, once it settles up there, we're going to call this sort of our no boost here. Where's our no boost going to be? It's there. You understand? Because this is a naturally aspirated test plan. So I'm going to try and draw what this pump's now doing on that so you can get an idea. Alright, so we got, say a 40 sort of, well, let's take the average, so a 45cc no boost. Right, a little bit lean there, but we can trim it up. It's still not quite up to 10, so let's call that the no boost, which is here at 500. You get me? 500, it's there. Now, we're going to rev it up. It's not changing a great deal because it's following this line. And it should have a very similar rack, okay? So we can sort of see the fuel bumped up a little bit. It might have snuck up a couple of cc's, which it's meant to do. But this is where we put an AFC on it, you can understand and we can get an idea of what it's going to do. And if we keep revving this pump up, it's just going to follow out to here, Jared, and then fall away. Okay? It's going to keep following up to there and then fall away. So this is where I'll show you what goes on here. So let's just put the boost on it. Where do we want to be? Roughly about 10. Where's your keys? Let's go there. Now, and now that fuel's going to come up, and then that rack's starting to move. So we can effectively now say, let's say we're here, wait up, what do we got? We're doing 1,065, so we're somewhere in there, Jared. Now with this line is not going straight anymore, it's starting to go up. It's starting to go up, like that. Let's see if I can show you some more. Let's put a bit more boost on it and watch that. Again, back here and going up, going way up here, like that fella. It's growing. And then we can start with a bit of fuel increase and we can go right to a bit more boost. Let's wrap it to that low. And then we have a bit more back there. Up here, if you get what I'm trying to say, exponentially, that line is just doing the fun mode. And then we start to do it for us. What are we doing? Righto. Does that make sense? Garrett. That's our fuel. That's the movement. When you're pumping that sort of fuel, you do get a bit of discrepancy in spread. So now we can replicate the boost coming off and the speeds up and down, of course, because when the boost comes off, you generally come off the engine. We could keep it the same speed if we wanted. You needed to understand that. But now we're back to 500. So we're back here, Jared, and we should come back to our same sort of fuels that we had. When that starts trimming down, going to be back down to about approximately our no boost there. All about 46 of it. It's sort of not far off. Is that pretty simple? Let me shut it down now. Come on, Billy, get in there. Billy. Good boy. Is that simple, Jared? That's sort of how you go and change the characteristics of the diesel here by putting an AFC onto it, onto the factory pump with larger elements, of course. You can see the elements on this standard pump had a maximum of about 46, 50 cc's. You can get more out of them. They do about 60 odd. Now, there is a myth out there that 2H automatic is better than a 2H manual pump. No, the same size elements, the same plateau sort of migration helix cut. They do the same job, just a little bit better governor to drive. So that's why people think they're a bit more powerful, because they got a bit better governor than a combined. But anyway, you've seen where we're doing. Say once we start putting the boost on there, and once the boost starts coming in here and starting to move that, you can start to see the boost changing that fuel pump's curve. Okay. And I tried to replicate that best you can. Hopefully that sort of educates everyone there how we go and modify pumps and how we make them work. Now, I was going to probably have another beer here and just sort of trim up. You've seen a little bit of that CC there, and a couple was just a little bit sort of off. We'll see if we can sort of balance these out here. Try and give them a good balance. The problem is with this one, mate. Let's start her up again. So you can see, oh, you're too fast, Billy. Calm down. Just wait, Billy. There we go. Now, I'll bring it up to a bit of an idle here, which it's an automatic, so it's got to carry the torque converter, guys. So let's just pick that speed, okay? 347, and you will get an idea. The idle spread's really damn good. You can see how amazing that idle sort of spread is there across the board. So we can't really trim a great deal because, let's shut it down. On a big racy, we'd rather have a nice smooth idle, a nice clean no boost than a mid-range, and sacrifice a bit of top where it's doing, upwards of 16 rack or 150 cc's of fuel. If we're a couple of cc's short up top on 150 cc's of fuel, it's not really going to be that noticeable compared to, let's say, when it was idling. Does that make sense? All right, now, like I said, Jared, if it doesn't, tell me where I can change that diagram to help you out. All right, hold it together, gentlemen.